What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're looking at a video that is right on point with the meta in PvP right now, and that is the Dregs Promise versus the Trespasser. Sidearm warfare for sure, but of course before we get going, our commenter sub-like of the day is Andy Coleman. Still no Jade Rabbit. And the really cool thing with Andy was, whenever I go ahead and check out his profile, I can see that he's been subscribed to me for longer than he's been subscribed to guys like The Lab or somebody like Boogie. And that just is unbelievable to me, that you guys were able to find my small little channel before some of those big channels. So pretty cool. But today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the two exotic sidearms. The Trespasser right here, and of course the Dregs Promise. We're going to talk about what makes them unique, why you might want to utilize them, and which one maybe is better depending on your playstyle. It's pretty cool, it's pretty fun, it's nice to see these guys really see their time in the sun. I've been using Dregs for quite a while, not all the time obviously, but I have been using him pretty much since he was released. He was pretty bad when he was first released, but he's definitely a lot better right now. But we're going to get started by first showing just what's different about them as far as our stats go. So Dregs obviously has the rate of fire advantage and a magazine advantage, but we need to talk about that in just a moment. Trespasser beats it out in impact, range, stability, and reload. Holy crap, stats are going the way of the Trespasser. So Trespasser was kind of a sneak preview exotic right before Rise of Iron. It came out, I was not able to get it before the Rise of Iron dropped, which made me a little bit sad. As far as its perks go, well, you're not really going to need Relentless Tracker. I've been using hand-loaded, but I think Reinforced Barrel might actually be better, because range is king on sidearms. And of course, the final perk, the Big Daddy, is Unrepentant. Whenever you reload this immediately after a kill, you gain a Super Burst, which fires off 6 shots, and you can really melt through enemies. I love that Fallen Assassin ornament, I just don't have it. As far as its magazine and its ammo capacity, it holds 120 bullets, and that's without any additional special perks on my armor or anything like that. Whenever I show the magazine size and ammo capacities, that's going to be without any special bonuses. So just keep that in mind. So 120 bullets for the Trespasser. This thing can absolutely melt through enemies because it doesn't fire off a projectile. And we're going to talk about that whenever we get over to the Dregs Promise. But whenever you get Unrepentant kicking in, boom, 2 bursting a guy down, and they are absolutely destroyed. Nothing you can do about that. That time to kill is just absolutely ridiculous. The problem is, you've got to be a fairly decent shot with the Trespasser. It really helps if you're getting those headshots. If you're not, you're wasting it just a little bit. And with both of these burst sidearms, you're going to waste ammo. You are surely going to waste ammo, and that's why I feel it's relatively decent to go ahead and talk about the ammo size and ammo capacity. Because yes, even though they are spawning in with special ammo all the time, and you're not losing your special ammo whenever you die, you still might run into times, at least in the beginning of matches, where you find that you don't have any extra ammo in your magazine. That definitely happens to me early on, and I'm like, yes, just please kill me so I can go ahead and fire off a little bit more. But if you're on point with this thing, and you're getting some of those headshots, you saw the recoil pattern right early on. It's definitely vertical, it's definitely swaying off to the right a little bit, but if you're able to get the enemy in those crosshairs and you can start hitting some of those headshots, you're going to deal out a ton of damage really fast. And that makes this weapon really strong and really powerful right now in the meta. You don't have shotgunners really up in your face challenging you. So if you've got a good shot, Trespasser is the way to go for sure. This is what you want to go ahead and utilize once you become really good and really familiar with your sidearms. Because, like I said, Unrepentant is going to destroy things unlike anything else that you've ever been firing off in the game. The trick is, of course, that you have to hit the enemies, and if you don't, if you're a little bit squirrely, then you might find that you're just wasting too many of your shots, you're not getting out enough damage. I've definitely felt that myself whenever I was utilizing it. Moving on to the Dregs Promise, which is the biggest image for the tiniest gun in the game. Dregs has been around for a while, and it is in a much better place than it ever was. I'm just going ahead and sticking with the top options because I don't want to hurt my range. Again, Grave Robber, I can't say that I've ever seen that actually proc. And I'm actually using Perfect Balance in all of these clips, but there might be a reason to go ahead and utilize Field Scout. We'll get to that in just a second. So for starters, if you do not have Field Scout, you will hold 84 bullets total. If you put on Field Scout though, you'll hold 147 bullets. that's a significant improvement, because I found as I was running around in these clips that I felt like the Dregs was just relatively low on ammo most of the time. I mean, basically with 84 bullets, you've got 4 magazines total that you hold, 4. And like I said, it's pretty easy to run through your sidearm ammo, so maybe you might want to go ahead and utilize Field Scout. I started doing that whenever I was playing with my Titan just later on in the night. I didn't feel like I was having any other problems, again, because I hit the body too often. I think one thing you want to do is always go for that head. If you get the head with these sidearms, you're going to destroy them. But I mentioned that the Dregs fires projectiles, so what you're going to have happen a lot is that. Stuff like that. The Dregs fires off slow projectiles, slow compared to hit scan weapons, so you're going to get a lot of postmortems and a lot of traits, especially early on, especially when you're just beginning to use this gun. So don't be surprised with stuff like that. What you'll learn after a while is you start going ahead, firing off your shots, and then running away. So you know basically how much damage you're putting out there, and right here I fired off my shots and I just backed away. I knew I was low health, I knew eventually my projectiles would go ahead and hit, and that helped me to go ahead, back off, get the kill, and save my life. Also, if you're team shooting with other people because you're firing your projectiles so slow, you probably will not be getting the kill credits. Just be aware of stuff like that. Dregs overall, whenever aiming down the sights, you have now homing. It's not a crazy amount of homing, it's not like truth homing or anything like that, and you don't even get a sound notification of when homing is actually taking effect. But it is there, it is working, and it is a really nice thing, which makes Dregs pretty much the better option for whenever you're just getting into these exotic sidearms, or sidearms in general. It's a pretty nice beginner weapon. Now that doesn't mean that it's just a terrible weapon or it's a noob weapon. It definitely has a nice skill ceiling, but it is relatively forgiving, at least compared to the Trespasser, because again, homing bullets are really nice. So if I had to pick one of the two, and I was just beginning to start off, I would pick the Dregs. I would pick the Dregs if I was beginning to start off. But if you become really comfortable with these sidearms and you have a really good shot, you might want to move on over to the Trespasser, because again, Unrepentant just destroys things. You will absolutely make people cry. I like them both. I'm a big fan of the Dregs though, and I'm a big fan of that clip. That is just too funny. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. I want to know which sidearm you prefer better. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your sidearms, and I'll see you around in death. #DregPasser.